I always believed my marriage with Emily was strong, unshakable. 10 years together, a life built on trust, or so I thought. We had our little routines, weekend breakfasts at the same diner, movie nights curled up on the couch, late-night conversations about everything and nothing. But lately, something had changed. Emily had become distant. She wasn't the same woman I had married. It was the little things at first. She started locking her phone, something she had never done before. She'd step out of the room to take calls, ending them abruptly whenever I walked in. I convinced myself I was overthinking, that I was imagining the coldness in her touch, but the gut feeling wouldn't leave. One night, as she showered, I saw her phone light up. A message. I hesitated before reaching for it, my hands trembling slightly. "Can't wait to see you again." My stomach twisted. The name was saved as work. But something told me this wasn't about work. I didn't confront her right away. Instead, I decided to gather proof. I needed to be sure before accusing her of something so serious. The next day, I installed a hidden camera in the living room. It was a simple setup, just a small device placed among the books on the shelf, discreet, unnoticeable. That evening, Emily was as cheerful as ever, acting as if nothing was wrong. Maybe I was the fool. Maybe I was just paranoid. But the footage told a different story. The next morning, before heading to work, I checked the recording. My heart pounded as I fast-forwarded through hours of footage. Then I saw it. At exactly 2:17 p.m., our front door opened and a man walked in. Tall, well-dressed, confident. He moved through my home like he had been here before. I clenched my fist so hard my nails dug into my palms. I had never seen him before, and yet he looked familiar in a way I couldn't explain. My blood boiled as I watched Emily greet him. The way she smiled at him, it wasn't just friendly, it was intimate. I barely made it through the day. The thought of another man in my house touching my wife made me sick. But I needed more. More proof. More clarity. The next day, I told Emily I had a meeting that would run late. Instead, I parked my car a block away and monitored the live feed from my phone. My heart was pounding so loudly I could hear it in my ears. At exactly 2:14 p.m., my stomach dropped. The front door opened. The same man stepped inside. I didn't wait. Fueled by rage, I sped home, storming into the apartment, ready to destroy everything in my path. Emily gasped, stepping away from the man. He turned to face me, calm, almost expectant. "What the hell is this?" I demanded, my voice shaking with fury. Emily's face went pale. She looked between me and him as if searching for the right words. Before she could speak, the man sighed and took a step forward. "Michael, you need to know the truth. I'm your brother." The room spun. Brother? I had no brother. I was an only child. I had always been. I stared at him, at his face. His features were eerily similar to mine, the sharp jawline, the eyes, even the way he stood. A sick feeling curled in my stomach. Emily lowered her gaze, unable to meet my eyes. "I wanted to tell you," she whispered, "but I didn't know." "How?" "This is David. He found me first because he wasn't sure how you'd react." I couldn't breathe. My entire life had been a lie. David didn't flinch under my glare. He simply stood there, waiting. "Our father, he had another family. He left my mom before you were even born." I felt dizzy, like the ground had disappeared beneath me. The rage, the jealousy, it all collapsed under the weight of something much heavier. The camera had caught betrayal. Just not the kind I had expected.